in my house. People had time to lay on a couch for 4 hours and watch television, but no one had time to cook. My mother had time to drive around the neighborhood, taking antiques people had thrown out, putting them in a van, and driving them back to the house. My father had time to practice with his band, God help us, in the studio he created that should have been a playroom, okay? So he had a bunch of junkies come over, and they used to jam out, jam sesh. They had time for that. Nobody had time to cook actual food. And that was how fast food was marketed to boomers. It played on their ego. It's why it worked so well. They were like, you don't have
What's up, Disco? How you doing?
for your family? You're busy being the hardest working, most honest person on earth. You don't have any time. You dropped your kid off at karate, and now you have to go home and drink a bottle of wine by yourself.
What is this bullshit, bro? Are you for real?
So the reason the fast food
Fine, dude. You want it so badly?
Is because the sales pitch was that you couldn't possibly have any time to cook food for your family. There's just too much going on. That's really what it was. And that's why it became one of the big boomer legacies is not only the adoption of fast food, but the adoption of like the fast casual concept that grew out of fast food. These meals that you would buy.
So this has got a pawn on me here, unfortunately.
My grandparents, who all lived to their late 80s, early 90s, ate none of this. Wouldn't allow it near their homes. Thought it was disgusting. Me and all of my friends grew up in houses where our parents constantly fed us fast food and then constantly bought processed food. And it was marketed, who has time? Who has time to make... I mean, every commercial I grew up with was literally somebody being like, who has time to make a whole Thanksgiving dinner for your family? Just buy this powder that you add water to that becomes a turkey or whatever it was. So Subway was basically marketed as like, this is the healthy alternative to McDonald's and Burger King. It's 12 inches of bread with plastic in it, the same plastic they used to make yoga mats, okay? We bake it all day. Subway restaurants smell disgusting. It's disgusting, by the way. They smell like a landfill while that bread is baking. It does not smell like a bakery. You ever walk into a bakery, you smell sourdough bread or rye bread? That is not what you smell at Subway, okay? It's the smell of hell while bread is baking in a Subway. Can we play an old Subway commercial? R.I.P. to Subway, by the way, because I do believe, much like Airbnb, which I called, that Subway will be ending in our lifetime.
Don't you love the heat lamps? Keeps food hot for hours and hours. Who's in the mood for something made fresh? Subway makes every sandwich right before your eyes.
That's right.
Now for just $7.99, get 2 fresh-made regular footlong Subway sandwiches. That's 2 for $7.99. Delicious meats and toppings on fresh-baked gourmet bread.
It was also, let me say something else about Subway. It was also a place where you could torture the employees. You got to watch them make your food. You go, pickles! You got to feel like you had power.
I don't have a great position here, down 2 pawns, but
at the medical billing facility,
maybe we can do something with it.
5 minutes, you could say, onions, more
I do have an active king here.
The person was all flustered, and they put the...
And he doesn't really have any defense for these pawns.
Standing in a subway line and watching somebody with bags on their hands put and again, this will all age so poorly. It'll age just like lean cuisine.
This is about to run really fast, you know?
Pull off the top of something and then put it in the microwave, and then it would come out and it would look like a scab, like the cheese would be. And speaking of this, by the way, I had some of that David Dobrik pizza. He should be in jail. That Dobrik's pizza on Sunset, no offense to him, but it is the most grotesque thing I've ever had. The Dobrik pizza is sitting there, and you walk in, and my friend and his wife like it, and they go, it's 90% done, and then they send it through this little, these ovens where you Subway has them, Quiznos had them, where they toast something on like a conveyor belt, and then it falls down. Dobrik pizza goes, yes, 90% done, and then the pizza goes through this conveyor belt oven, and then it comes out, and the cheese is like a scab. sitting on top of the pizza, and it's absolutely heinous. Yeah, there it is. There it is. And it's all these middle Americans, they line up for it, and they're like, I know him from the YouTube.
All right, we got it back into
Right now, how to save money. This is a big thing, right? And everybody's coming.
even material here.
Well, do you use Ibotta? And they go, what are you talking about? And I go, anything you want. Sandals, sunscreen, snacks for the kids. What do they have in common? You're probably buying a ton this summer, okay? You're using Ibotta, if you're smart, to get cash back on
Oh, man.
purchases when you stock up on all your summer essentials. Ibotta is a free app that lets you earn cash back every time you shop. Earn on hundreds of items from groceries to beauty supplies, even toys. You can make sure you're beating inflation no matter what you're purchasing. The average Ibotta user earns $256 a year. That could cover the entire cost of a shopping trip, essentials for the kids, for new school stuff.
Boom.
Oh, they need folders,